with Nordic now being wrapped up, it's time to get into a little bit more thicker play style. It's time for the French teams to come together. We got two players right here that are definitely, well, they got definitely quite a history behind them. It's none other than Zyler and Prodigy. I'm going to start with you, my man. Have you been dancing lately?
No.
No?
No.
All right, well, fair enough.
Maybe.
Un petit peu.
Un petit peu.
Un petit peu. Okay, that's perfect. Coming out here, you're going to be up versus these guys. We've been playing really, really well throughout the qualifiers. How do you think you're going to be handing it up versus them?
I think it'll go good. I expect to go good. I want to win a 2-0.
2-0?
Yeah, to have no stress. And if we play our game, it'll be a 2-0. But we don't know. We'll see.
At Reflex GT, you guys really, really underperformed, meeting Killerfish in the semifinals and actually again in the lower bracket final, finally getting knocked out. Do you think LAN is a problem for you guys?
Not really. At the Reflex GT, the problems was that I was sick and Jablo didn't sleep, so we were in a bad day, but it happened, so we assume it. And right now we'll show to people that we can do better, and we'll try to do better.
Cool, then we will definitely see that. Zyler, he claims that they were sick at Reflex. What do you think? Is he talking the truth here? What's going on there?
I think Millenium is a great team, and it will be really hard for us to beat them, as we didn't really practice lately. We had like 5 or 6 scrims in a month. We just played the qualification and we won by 5 points. And yeah, I hope we will show our best today and hopefully win. Yeah.
You had a really difficult time last week in the qualifier because you were one of those 7 teams that needed to get to the quarterfinals, and you actually managed to actually do that in the end. How was the fight last week? Like, what was like? You knew the pressure was on, but how did this work within the team? Like, what sort of communication was going on there?
We are like really pumped. We needed to beat Farico All-Stars, then TCM, and we made it. That was amazing for us. Yeah.
Nobody expected that, by the way. I want to point that out.
Nobody.
So, guys, I'm gonna not leave you. I'm gonna send you back to your desk because you all want to get warmed up and ready to go. Zyler, you as well. Prodigy as well. Let's get this one ready. France is gonna play this one out, and then, well, we'll see where it is gonna go. However, some of the best teams from France right here on the floor. But we got 2 British guys ready to talk all about that right now. Benson, how about you and Bryce pick this one up?
Okay, welcome back. Like I said, we're about to get France underway, and an interesting thing to take away from that interview, Zyler did not seem confident at all.
Kind of defeated himself there. I'm not gonna lie, saying they qualified just. I mean, 5 points was all they had between them and Sensation. They managed to get the qualification. Congratulations. They only scrimmed 4 or 5 times since qualifying.
I was shocked there. They did not seem confident. That changes things a little bit.
It does.
That is mindset right there. He's pretty much come in not to win.
Unless this could be. Maybe it's a bit of a mind game. Maybe it's we haven't practiced at all, and they've been practicing every single day.
Maybe.
Hey,
but he genuinely looked.
He did. I'm not gonna lie. It did look.
Millennium looked like if they believe they can 2-0 them. It's going to be interesting to see how they play here. I mean, if they lose that first map, that could be all over.
Yeah, I mean.
He didn't look confident.
The thing is, the French are renowned for being probably the best nation at search and destroy that exists. They're just so good. And every time we saw a French team come up against anyone in the qualifiers, if they got to S&D, they won. It was as simple as that. They just do not lose search. So to have 2 of the best French teams set behind us, S&D being second map, it's going to be close no matter what. And it's either is going to be that confidence thing that we've just seen there with Supremacy. Zyler pretty much admitting defeat already. That's really surprised me. I mean, I would have thought they would have come out, talking a bit of smack, but they seem relatively confident there as the camera pans across them. A few smiles, and it's a weird one. It could just be that mentality of we have nothing to lose.
Most certainly could. I said neither of these teams, obviously Supremacy they seemed a bit nervous.
They did. They seemed very nervous.
And Millenium seemed quite confident. He was sitting there, arms crossed, like, you know, we've got this. We've got this.
Walking around the venue, you know, in between the breaks, Millenium, they've just been chilling out. They've not been worried. They just seem to be enjoying themselves, enjoying the venue.
Which is probably the only team we've seen do that.
Yeah.
Because every other team here
is panicking.
we haven't seen, obviously, if you're sitting at home, is we've seen all the players interact with each other and their opposite numbers. You all see them stealing glances at the other team going, I reckon we can do them. He's playing all right. He's playing very well. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Millenium have just been sitting in the corner chilling.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, we'll win. It'll be fine. And you know what? Let's start off on board with Millenium and a big cheer from, I think that was Millenium themselves. But you can see, once again, the spawn's being manipulated. It seems everyone is going to be doing that. But we're on board with the Frenchman. So it's going to be Gataga first of all. He's on that hard point. It is currently contested. Has one to his left, one to his right. Shuts down one. Unfortunately, couldn't find the others. But it looks like Millenium have not actually got control of this hard point early on.
No, they most certainly don't, but there we go. Gataga moving in with his teammate. Can they get it in there? Agony picking up one, no. Gataga, Agony picking up two. Lowen picking up Agony. Lowen going, and these two teams are really going for it right now. Whatever nervousness they might have had seems to have already evaporated.
I'm pretty sure it was mind games. I'm pretty sure this was mind games. I'm not going to lie, because they look very, very good early on. It is very early, too early to tell, but judging from what we can hear behind us, they are very, very pumped up for this game, and they do not sound nervous at all. I think they're just going, you know, all in. May as well play their hand, just go all in, let's go for it. We only get one shot, this is it.
Yeah, most certainly. There we go, Gataga getting taken down again. He's actually done quite a few times pushing this hard point, and there we go. It does actually look like Supremacy taking the lead at the moment, and there we go, setting up now for the next one.
Yep, Supremacy off to a blinding start. Playing very, very well so far. Lowen's going to have to backtrack as, oh my days, Triple B. Broken going big inside the hard point, connects with the third as well. Broken having absolute none of this. He's going to carry as he gets a fourth. Can he find a fifth? No, he can't get some. Does finally shut him down looking at that kill feed. But big, big plays from Millenium right there.
Oh, it was just incredible the way he held that down. I didn't actually expect him to hold it, but he managed to, and that's going to give his team some serious points on the board. And it looks like now on board with Lowen. Can he break into this hard point?
Well, he's in there. He's trying to find where it's contested from. Unfortunately, couldn't do so. Let's have a look at Carnage. He's on 4 streak right now on the hard point as well. Just got himself a nice 2-piece. Currently EMP'd. Make that 5. Going for the pre-fire as well through the smoke. Hard point currently contested. Turns the corner. Shut down. There's 19 seconds left on this hard point. Both these teams now need to start thinking about the next hard point in the garage. That's what it's going to come down to. Who can set up nice and quickly? As Carnage, you actually see that with the Hellstorm and the Lightning Strike. And I don't think he's actually not on a kill streak, because obviously he did die, but he knows they're actually going to be set up there. The smoke grenade's going down. Smart strategy from him. He is going to challenge. Can he find the kill? No, he can't. Actually getting shut down by DZT.
Here we go, Millenium trying to lock this down now. DZT in. He's actually going to push forward. He knows there's someone in there. Can he take it? No. Shut down by Lowen. And there are score streaks everywhere at the moment. I think he's actually got one that he's not allowed to use there.
I think he's running UAV by accident.
He'll have to be careful not to pull that in. Yeah,
he'll have to make sure he doesn't. If he calls that in, that could actually be the map being disqualified. So he needs to make sure. Obviously, UAV is banned in the competitive rule set. Should have been banned in the rule settings. I'm not entirely sure why that hasn't been done. But he's got it on. He needs to make sure. If he calls that in by accident, that could be game. He needs to be very, very cautious with these score streaks.
He most certainly does. There we go. Still on board with DZT, holding down the hub one. His team are actually quite pushed forward. He's the only one in there. They're now pushing forward, and it looks like the rest of them are leaving. At least 2 of them are leaving.
Yep, it looks like they're going to try and set up on that next hard point, and probably the right thing to do. With so few seconds left, it's worth it. Although, wow, DCT feeling confident, actually going to sacrifice 5 points as well. And here come the score streaks to try and knock him straight off the basketball. Is it going to connect? Doesn't even get a kill.
No, it doesn't actually get killed. They were smart enough to hide away from that one. However, still on board with DCT. Can he pick up this kill? No. Shut down there. Lowen picking up 3 kills. And that is actually going to give them the opportunity to just stay in this hard point now. And they go on board with Gibson. He's actually got a lightning strike and a hellstorm as well, as all of the score streaks come raining in.
I was about to say, very surprising. We're not used to seeing score streaks being used in such an aggressive manner. They tend to be used very, very defensive. As Getson goes big on the hard point, gets 2. Can he find the third? He's going to have to fire through the smoke. Oh, gets the assist. Lowen picking that kill off. Nice play right now coming from this Supremacy team. Getson's going to turn. Not going to be able to do anything. And look at the streaks these guys are on. They're all playing very, very well. Millenium not actually able to respond.
No, they are almost certainly not. Gets them actually having 2 of them. And it looks like Agony also has the sentry gun and lightning strike and hellstorm. So there we go. Supremacy dictating the flow of this game right now as they take a commanding lead.
Yep, but once again, here come the score streaks. Hellstorm isn't actually going to kill Gets them. surprised that didn't actually kill him. He's going to drop that sentry gun down. Nice, nice placement. Should pick off actually didn't pick off a kill. Oh, there we go. Picks off Gotaga.
Well, I think he's actually just called in their lightning strike as well, and there we go, picking up 2 of them as well. His sentry gun is still up, picking up another one, gets them. He's doing incredible work now, and Millenium seem to be struggling against the Supremacy team. You might be right there, Benson. It does seem like mind games.
It does. Agony connects with 4. Oh my days. Lightning strike, and he's just going massive on the hard point. Let's have a look at him. He's enjoying the game, I think it's fair to say. But let's have a look at that scoreboard. Agony currently 17 and 14. Look at that outslaying the Supremacy lineup is doing. Millenium they just don't have an answer to this at all.
They certainly don't. Like I said, it could be that first map jitters. We're seeing them find their feet. However, Supremacy looking so strong, and one thing you might be able to just hear over the echo of our mics at home is just how much these guys are pumped. They're literally screaming at each other.
Yep. Literally screaming at each other whenever they get a kill, just trying to get into the opposition's mind, as Agony is just playing so very well. He's this quick check, 3 score streak right now. Broken's going to drop that lightning strike in, and we're just seeing so many score streaks. These players, they're just getting them that often that they have to use them, as Agony now has control over this hard point, and the lead is slowly starting to increase now for this Supremacy team.
It certainly is. There we go. On board Millenium, picking up certain kills that they need. Agony is there. Like, can he pick up the 2-piece? Yes, he can. Unfortunately, shut down on the last second, but giving his team an opportunity to get back in, he has his score streaks again.
Yep. He is just going big with these score streaks. He's calling that lightning strike. That should clear off the hard point. Connects with 1. Gonna challenge the second. Connects as well. Gonna get the 200 points as well for the hard point. He is racking up some serious points. Lowen going big as well for the team. Millenium have no answer right now to this Supremacy aggression.
No, they have literally no answer. And here we go. Having a little look. What is Agony going to do? He's bringing in the Hailstorm. Is he going to put it through there?
He's going to try and put it through the roof. Connects with 1, but he knows there's going to be someone in money.
Yeah, there he goes. Now he's going to try and push on Agony. And we'll actually have a quick look at the scoreboard if we can, because I did notice that Agony is doing incredible. 26 for 17. He is doing all the slaying. Lowing 23 for 14. They are certainly outslaying his Millenium lineup. And you can tell that in the score.
Yep, you can indeed. Let's have a look at Gotaga. Currently, pressure on this Millenium lineup, and you have to think, if there's one player in that lineup that is going to try and shift this momentum, it is going to be him. Let's have a look at him now as he's making his way towards the hardpoint. One covering the spawn as well. Needs to be careful. Hardpoint currently contending. He's going to see 1. Gets that kill. Going to be rushed by Lowen. Finds the second as well. This is where Gotaga can be so strong. His close quarter gun skill is just probably one of the best in Europe. Gets turned on.
It certainly does. However, they're now going to start setting up for the next one. Both teams rushing there. There are sentry guns on the map there from Supremacy. There you go. Engaging. Gets him. Can he pick up the kill? Yes, he can. This guy is playing out of his skin in this first map.
Yep, you've got Ketson leading his team 23 and 22. Agony top slaying for his team 28 and 19. But
look at another sentry gun.
Sentry guns galore for Supremacy. Hardpoint currently contested, and the nade comes flying in, and Gotaga gets the better and gets him this time.
He does, and there we go. Agony actually covering his flank with the sentry gun there, so he can actually hold this hardpoint on his own if he has to. But unfortunately, his team are all around him now, and they are putting this out of the reach.
Yep. 2 minutes 27 still to go, and look at that lead. It's at 80 points right now. Gets him. They just have such good control. They're just slaying very well. You see Gotaga trying to manipulate his own spawn, spawning and killing himself with the nade to try and get a good spawn on basketball, but they just have no response at all. As look at Getsum going massive on the hard point. He's trying to find his 3rd. He's going to have to poke.
Oh, wow.
As well. Getsum is just going on a rampage right now.
Yeah, it certainly is, and wow, can you believe this from Supremacy? They are actually making Millenium look silly at the moment. They just pick up kill after kill, and there you go. He's got all of his score streaks. Getsum has all of his score streaks again, but he has so few points left to get on this map. When is he going to call them in? Right now.
He's probably going to call them in now. Just try and win this game as soon as possible. I don't care what they were saying pre-match interview. This was mind games. They have definitely prepared for this game. I'm not taking that for 1 second. They are looking so strong, and Millenium they have no response to this aggression.
They really don't. I mean, it looked like, you know, it was kind of sorted at the first bit when we saw they were so confident. Supremacy didn't seem it. And this scoreline would completely say the opposite.
Yeah.
I mean, Supremacy have just outplayed Millenium at every turn. It's a horrifically fast and furious game type.
Big plays from Gotaga there on the hard point. Does connect with 2.
It's actually too late.
Is it?
Yes.
Mathematically, oh, yes it is. Just too late. So, all this aggression right at the very end from Millenium. Too little, too late.
It most certainly is, and Supremacy have just played out of their skin here. Just an incredible play from all of their players here. I mean, we're going to bring up the scoreboard very briefly there and just have a quick look at the scores. Getsum 31 for 27, Agony 34 for 25. The other two teams, one of them actually going negative. Lowen 27-21. Carnage not having the greatest of games, 19-33. Triple B is going positive, but not by much. Gataga not doing great.
Drop 40 as well.
Can Agony drop 40?
They've already given up. And
Wow,
yeah, they're pumped, I think it's fair to say. I wish I could speak French right now. I wish I could speak French.
Me too, I really want to know what he's saying.
I think he's saying we're going to LA in French, maybe. I'm hoping. But oh my God. See, that is what we're talking about. That is what we are talking about. Good target can give. I mean, I know they're probably AFK because I set up.
Yeah, in fairness.
But still, he gets the 3. This is what Gataga can do. He's going on a rampage, but he's just left it so late. And yeah, I think they're all AFK anyway. But still, my point stands. That was a 10 kill streak, I think.
He's still standing up.
He's finally sat down. Okay, he's finally sat down. Still trying. Wow, I thought we shout a lot.
Well, yeah, that's what we're famous for, but we've been made look silly right now, as they are horrifically pumped at the moment. And I wonder how that's going to translate into the S&D.
Millenium have just been duped. They have just been so badly duped by that. They're up in that interview, they must have heard that. Thought, we've got this. Then that happens. Wow. Pretty much two players almost dropping 40 on hardpoint. That's a big amount of kills.
It is a ridiculous amount of kills, and they just completely outslayed the lineup there. And I'm just in shock, in fairness, Benson.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that scoreline. I didn't expect that, it wasn't even close.
It really was.
They were calling these score streaks for fun.
They really were. Both teams were, to be fair, at times. But this is a problem that a lot of the community has been split upon. Yeah, they say Millenium probably the best team in Europe, but yeah, that's just happened. And it makes you think, is it just all online? Because they perform like 8%
some of these players have history performing well at LAN, but not recently. It hasn't been done recently.
You look back at the previous LANs, they haven't performed well. I mean, actually, Killerfish, one of the German teams, they actually knocked Millenium out in the last LAN we had here in Europe. So, in hindsight, that isn't really a surprise.
Look at the Millenium team now. They do not seem to have that same confidence they had no more than 10 minutes ago. Yeah, that is face in hand.
That's quite similar to what we had with Lemon Dogs. Lemon Dogs, in between the two matches, looked very, very down. Picked it up in the S&D and then performed unfortunate in the CTF, I think it's fair to say. But do you reckon we're going to see 3 maps, or do you reckon that's game over from Millenium? I mean, look at Gataga's face there. He's clearly upset.
I would be upset too. However, S&D is a completely different ballgame. The pace of this game is completely different. Hardpoint, that was an incredibly fast-paced hardpoint.
Yeah, it was.
There were kills flying in. There were people. They were literally just throwing themselves at each other as hard as they possibly could. However, S&D, I do wonder if they're going to go for that typical strategy of running straight into the middle. I just don't know right now.
We've seen it every time. We have to go with it. We have to say that's what's going to happen. I mean, it just seems to be that strategy that everyone wants to do. But one thing's for sure, expect to see some MMSs coming out. That's what the French have been renowned for during these qualifiers. They've used it every time, and they have used it to the best of their ability. And to be fair to them, the MMS is one of the reasons they are so strong at search, especially on Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Well, we should see that busting out right now, and I believe we have an interview going on right now. So I think we're going to throw that over to them right now. So over to the interview.
So it's time to do to look back at what's happened so far here at the European Championships, or at least the European qualifiers for a much larger thing, the World Championships for Black Ops 2. Now, David's back here again with us at the table. It's like, whoa, you kind of, what's going on there? Like, whoa. You're feeling the vibe here. Am I projecting?
No, I mean, just watching this this French team just going insane. With the excitement levels here, and I think it's a really fun thing to watch.
And Supremacy, definitely, because they are not listed, or at least not expected to win over their opponents, Millenium, right now, and it brings loose all sorts of emotions. Is what we love to see in esports. You see it over tons of games. You've got these teams that they've been working so hard to get to these points, and then all the emotions just loosen up, and you get these sort of outbursts, which is absolutely great.
Yes. So far today,
yes.
What other surprises are you looking forward? What surprises have you seen really took you off guard, and what surprises are you still looking at?
Well, there's the Nordic teams. The Nordic teams came down with 2 teams, obviously. There was Enigma and Lemon Dogs. Now, Lemon Dogs have performing exceptionally well throughout the qualifiers, averaging 5th or 6th place every single time. Enigma averaging about 12, 13. Enigma won 2-1 in maps versus them, completely unexpected. And the Lemon Dogs, they're kind of clustered over the venue right now, kind of sitting in a little pile of human sadness, really, because they're all like, man, again. And one of their players, Momo, who he was supposed to go to the previous event, but again, he didn't go. He didn't go last time, and now he's really had his focus set on going to the World Championship this time, and he still didn't get in. So now we'll have to wait for the next Treyarch partner to come out and perhaps see what's going on.
I better go back to work and make sure there's another opportunity for him.
No, we're ready to go here for the second map for the French teams. Are you gonna go over and see what these Frenchies gonna do? Because they're volcanoes of emotions.
Right here, I'm standing right here is perhaps my favorite spot in the house, right? So just watching these players and what happens to them as they go through their highs and lows, I think it's more fun than anything else that I've done. You know, just that part of it alone is something that I'm really glad that we get to share with people, because you can really get excited.
The reaction shots are the best ones. Yeah. The reaction shots are great.
Yeah.
We'll get you a drink. We'll get some food. We have front row seats right here. Let's get that popcorn ready.
We do get some privileged seating here.
Yeah, we do. We got this beautiful table right here. But in the meantime, guys, we're going to hand it off back towards Bryce and Benson, who are going to go in for map number 2. It's the Search and Destroy on Plaza.
Get it done, Benson. Get it done.
Okay, welcome back. Here we go. Game 2 of the best of 3 is already 1-0 to Supremacy.
Yes.
And we're going to go into the Search and Destroy. What do you think was going to happen?
That just says it all. It could go any way. I mean, Millenium so strong at Search. Having said that, Supremacy so strong at Search, and they have that confidence. I mean, we saw before in the cut shot, they just didn't look confident at all. You know, Millenium just looked like a broken team. You know, we had the interview post-match. Yeah, we're going to win 2-0. And then that anti-climax is just a ridiculous change, a transition from we're definitely going to win this game, this is ours, to getting beat in that sort of a fashion. I mean, like you said, score streaks galore. There was more score streaks in that game than I think I've seen so far in the whole tournament. I mean, that says a lot. It
does say an awful lot. Like I said, that confidence is definitely going to be rippling for them as they go into this next game. How it's going to change up their strategy. Are they going to be more aggressive because of that? Because, like you said, just the emotions coming off them and the vibes we were getting, they were screaming. One of the players didn't even sit down for about a minute. But here we go, going into Search and Destroy. Right now, we actually have the game going on, and they have ended the game. I don't think they were quite ready.
No, I think a few players may have been changing the classes up, you know, trying to get the best classes possible for this Search and Destroy. Like I said before, expect MMS. This is what the French are renowned for. I can tell you, this game has brought quite a bit of a crowd to the audience. Quite a lot of people very interested in this game. It's a very high-profile game as well, plus the reactions of these players. I mean, even those teams that have actually lost, you'd expect them to be, you know, pretty upset and sort of, you know, trying to condole themselves, I guess you could say. But even they're actually turning out to watch this game, which is really nice to see. But it is just so close. Who do you reckon is going to take this S&D then?
I want to now say Supremacy. I just think it was shocking just how good they were, and I don't think they're going to let that go. I just can't see them letting it go. I generally think they're pumped up enough now. They're going to be winning gunfights. They're going to just be a little bit, how do I put this, more precise with everything they do. They're going to go into it confident, whereas Millenium, that's got to be a little shock to the system. They're going to go in not expecting to do as well.
To be honest, I think that is going to be a bit of a shock to the system. They're expecting coming in favourites, the hot favourites as well. And now they have a lot of work to do. And once again, we're seeing this A rush. All of the French lineups, both of them going straight towards this A bomb site. Zule is going to find one, immediately shut down. It's actually going to be 2 versus 1. Lowen with all the work to do. Carnage clears house. And yeah, this is what we see on Plaza Search and Destroy. Time and time, we can't even keep up because the kills come in so very quickly. And you can see he's responded there very, very nicely. Millenium 1-0. That's an important round because that is now going to give them some confidence and a foundation to build upon if they're going to go ahead and take the Search and Destroy.
Oh, wow, they are certainly volcanoes, like I said earlier. They are so pumped for this game. Even like I said, 1 round of S&D and they're both screaming their heads off at each other. I just really want to see how this game is going to go as we jump on board with Kataga on the attack.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I just saw an MMS on his weapon, not entirely sure. Yep, there we go. So we're seeing the MMS. He's going to lie down. He's going to have 2 jumping around the corner, but that is not going to be enough. As Broken goes big, finding 2. Can he find the 3rd? That's the question. I think he picks off the assist there. He's on a bit of a streak, so he wants to play a little bit more passively than he needs to. He sees the shadow. Is he going to connect? Broken going big for Millenium right now. And I think he's pretty much saying he can do this by himself.
Well, I hope that's what he's saying. I can't really speak French, but he's probably saying something along those lines, as we are seeing another horrifically fast-paced search and destroy on this plaza
Look
map.
at the transition now on the moods of the players. It is switched. Supremacy, they just seem defeated.
They certainly
already.
play with their hearts on their sleeves.
They really, really do. You can tell the emotions of both teams. So we'll get on board with Lowen now for Team Supremacy. Currently 2-0 down in this search and destroy series. Lowen's picked up the bomb once again. We're seeing that familiar thing, the A-rush, and both teams are going to do it. So no surprise here. We're going to see lots of kills very quickly. Gataga Zula. Zula with 2, shutting down Millenium there. Nice play from him. Zula, let's get on board with him. Can he try and find any more plays? It's a 3 versus 2 situation. 1 minute 12 still to go.
They have the advantage right now. They are in there with the bomb, so they have got the better ground to hold and try and take someone down. And Zyla are actually watching the front, and they're not actually going for the plant quite yet. It looks like they're just trying to make sure they don't get surprised.
Yep, they have 2 plays to the right. Carnage takes down, gets them. Nice play from him. He knows he's going to be in orange. Just a pre-fire. Amazing play right there from Zulu. He's trying to get for the wallback, but no, it's a 1 versus 1. That's come out of nowhere. He does connect with the wallback. Hitmarker is going to have to challenge. He's weak. But where has he gone?
Oh, no. Oh, so close there. Zyla wrongly guessed he was still in the corner. He was actually down the bottom of the stairs. And he's actually thrown that smoke up. What is he going to do now? He has the bomb.
Would you run to beat? No, he's going to
Oh, brilliant.
Big plays right there.
Patience paying off there.
Yes.
In spades. He just waited. He threw the smoke down. He actually baited him out and was actually in perfect position to pick him up. He wasn't even looking that way completely.
that smoke grenade, that was what basically just won that round. It was really, really well placed. And 2-1 though, in favour of Millenium, so definitely not over yet. Let's get on board with the attacking team. It's going to be Millenium, and once again, familiar sight. Everybody rushing that A-bomb site.
So there we go. Gotta actually picking up one kill again, taken down in return. The kills are going up all over the place.
Wow, that was so quickly. Supremacy respond. Wow, that was ridiculously quick. That's been the quickest round so far.
The kills just exploded.
It's literally too hard to even try and follow what's going on. You just have to look at the kill feed at times like that, because so many kills so quickly. Agony managed to get that kill, and you can see the way Supremacy stood up and responded. You know, that's no biggie. We let you have that. You know,
this map plays like no other search and destroy map I've ever played.
It's so true, so true. And we are going to be on board now with Agony for this Supremacy lineup. Let's have a look. They're going to be once again rushing in and immediately taken down by Millenium. They were having none of that. And we're going to have to get on board now with Lowen, who has tried to rush through the B Domo area. He's going to get tagged up. Jumps, does take down one.
Brilliant kill there, however. Can he dug it? No, now 1 versus 3. Lowen is also being tagged repeatedly through the pillar. He's trying to run away. The target actually gets him.
What he said.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I agree with him.
Being told to sit down promptly there by Supremacy. As you can see, you know, the emotion these players have. They understand what is at stake. That chance to go to LA, play for $1 million. That is such a huge prize pool. And it really does become, like you put it earlier, wearing your heart on your sleeve.
They certainly are. However, on board with Millenium once again, Gataga are actually choosing to go a slightly different route. They're playing incredibly defensive.
I think what they're going to try and do is do what Payne did earlier on, is bait out. There you go, that's exactly what they wanted to do. You can see immediately the French lineup rotating back towards B, although they may have just realised it could be bait, but we saw Millenium do this time and time again in the qualifiers. Now Gataga is going to try and use this MMS to maximum efficiency, and he is going to have one. He tags him up, very, very weak, going to throw that concussion, jump around the corner, does connect. I think that was the EMP that actually killed him. He's going to have to challenge as well.
Oh, brilliant play.
Nice play, one more mid-map. Carnage takes care of it.
So does. There we go. He's actually going to put this bomb down as well, as he has the advantage. 1 versus 3. There we go. Millenium taking that round as well.
This is what we were talking about Millenium in Search and Destroy. So strong. One of the strongest in France. Probably the strongest Search and Destroy team in France. And potentially, you know, you could argue Europe.
Yeah, most certainly so. And there we go. Like, they are actually bringing this back into here. Supremacy now on the back foot in this Search and Destroy as we go on board with Agony and see how they're going to play this.
Yep, Agony's got a relatively decent spawn to be able to rush this A-bomb site. That's exactly what he's thinking. And are they just going to be able to get an effort? No, the call to back off was made. Not entirely sure what the reasoning was behind that, but it doesn't look like they're trying to bait out A. It looks like they are legitimately going to try and go towards B. They are obviously 2 rounds down. They can't afford to really give them one more. If they get one more, it's obviously going to be match point. So, defensive play coming from Agony and Co.
It looks like they might actually be switching around to this B point. However, whenever they switch back to this B point, it's always very, very slow.
Yes.
it's difficult. Like I said, it is a difficult bomb point to get into, which is why you see the A rush time and time again. Because getting into this B, there is so much cover for the enemy, and there you go. One player has already gone down from a brilliant nade there, and I don't think they know he's there. Actually, on my map, I can see that there is a player hiding in that corner, and they don't know he's there.
Hiding in the middle. Well, he has actually just tagged Agony, so someone should go down. Gataga taking down Lowen, 4 versus 2 in Millennium's favour. It's looking very, very good if you're a Millennium fan, and especially in the search and destroy. Carnage shuts down Agony, 4 versus 1. Zula with it all to do. He has got the MMS on the MAA1. He's going to have to check towards the bottom of the stairs and shut down by DZT.
There we go, Millennium pulling this back now, 5-2 on the search and destroy. Supremacy have the 1-0 advantage in this best of 3. What are they going to do now? It looks like Millennium may have found their feet a little bit and could be pushing right back into this. They are a very good search and destroy team, and they are proving it here.
Yep. Let's have a look. They are going to be on the attacking side. And, you know, let's bring up the scoreboard. We haven't really seen, well, Gataga actually top fragging for his team. Well, 7-4, top of the leaderboard. Carnage, 8-4, top fragging for Millennium. But Agony and Getsum not having the best of games, if we're honest. Both on 2 kills, but lots of kills being exchanged. 3 versus 3 so far. 3 versus 2 Millennium's favour. 3 versus 1 Millennium's favour. Let's have a look at Zulu. He's going to be left all by himself. Going to get challenged and going to get shut down by Broken with the cap. That is going to be 1-1 in this French battle. It is going to go all the way to the CTF. Too hard to call.
It is certainly too hard to call, and these players are all riled up.
You see, now this is the Millennium we're used to. This pumped up Millennium. And now, this is literally, if you rewind the stream 10 minutes ago, the parallel universe here. I mean, it was Supremacy who was screaming, jumping up and down, and now it's them with their heads down. Craziness. This is what makes Call of Duty so good as an esport. I mean, it can change just that drastically, just that quickly. In an instant of just one map, the whole mentality of this game has been changed.
Well, we knew this was going to be a vocal map. We knew it was going to be close. And both of these things are actually living up to the hype. It is just an incredible game at the moment. I genuinely don't know what's going to happen in this last map. We keep coming into this. The teams keep surprising us. The players keep surprising us.
See, this scoreline is more like what I thought was going to happen. The first map in itself, the hardpoint game, was a shock. I did not expect Supremacy to take that so comfortably. The S&D, I kind of had my feeling that maybe Millennium would do so. So, at 1-1, you have to favour... There's something about Millennium. You kind of have to favour them. And now they have that momentum from the search and destroy. You can tell they're pumped up. One thing's for sure, this CTF is just going to be one of the closest games of the whole European qualifiers.
It most certainly is. So, I don't know. I get this weird feeling that one of these teams is going to decimate, and I don't know why. There'll be whichever one that starts to put that first flag in will just take the entire game. And
I feel like we could see some crazy strats.
I just feel it's such a momentum game for these two teams.
I think we're going to see some really strange strats. I have this feeling that we're going to see some stuff we're probably not used to in CTF, and I have a feeling it may work. That's just the gut instinct that I'm having, you know, between these two French sides. And both of them looking relatively pumped up for this last map. Supremacy, bit of heads down, but you know they have to draw on the emotion they had from that hardpoint game and try and forget about that S&D. It's a hard task to do considering it's just happened, and it happened in spectacular fashion as well. 6-2 to Millennium. That's a bit of a deficit.
Both these teams just over 10 minutes away from finding out their future. And like I said, they're both very, very vocal, both very emotional teams, so this is certainly going to be weighing on their minds. And it's very hard to call. At the moment, it looks like Supremacy are a little bit down the dumps. So it looks like, speaking of that, before we come back into this last game, we capture the flag, we're actually going to throw it back over to A-Spec for one more interview.
As me and McGee just had a slight conversation in German, which probably won't be very repeatable on microphone. But McGee, well done here coming out for Epsilon. It's been quite a journey before you were picked up by the Epsilon lineup. I believe it happened after qualifier number 2, didn't it?
Yeah, it was after qualifier number 2. We thought that we had an easy run. We could easily qualify because there wasn't that many teams in the rest of Europe category. And Epsilon, I think it was like one of the managers approached Jared, and then obviously like we knew we were going to get. We just wanted to represent someone. And yeah, so basically.
So initially, rest of Europe.Ireland turned in towards rest of Europe, well, Epsilon. So how did this particular match go just now? You had a peek over. I saw the Epsilon lineup standing over the Supremacy. What happened there?
It was actually extremely close. Millennium took the S&D, Supremacy took the first map, and Supremacy surprisingly took the first map by quite a lot. I wasn't expecting that at all. Hardpoint, I thought Millennium on paper obviously look a lot stronger than Supremacy, but I think there could be an upset coming into the CTF. I think Supremacy could cause an upset. There's obviously, like, because Agony and Lowan got dropped from Millennium, they're coming out to prove a point.
Right.
And I think that they'll want it more than Millennium do. And I think Supremacy might take it.
Well, Agony is looking to go to the event for the second time in his career, as he went to the Benelux team last time around, I believe. Still, though, looking at this particular team, Millennium are known for their really, really, really strong S&D, especially with Gataga running at MMS. Even on a map like Plaza, S&D, how much impact does skill really have?
I don't think it has a lot. It's all dependent on the spawns. Whoever gets the better spawn and gets into disco fastest wins, basically. That's what I think.
Good spawn, push, go, win round, reset.
Yeah, basically, that's it.
So you guys will be playing later. Have you already played, or?
No, play later.
Okay. So play later on. How you guys are consistently one of the best teams in the qualifier, getting second place, I believe, no, first place even, over TCM even. How is the gelling going so far? Obviously really good, but as in a LAN environment, how is it all coming together?
We're all getting along really well. It's Jim's first event ever. Like he was in Australia for a couple of years working. We're basically Irish, so we all get along with each other. There's no like. They're all Irish. Yeah, basically.
We're in Germany. There's beer here. It's all good.
All good. And Nick coming into the team. I spoke to Nick previous events. Jared was actually going to team with Nick in Apex for one of the EGL8, I think it was. That didn't happen. So Nick coming into the team, we all know each other, so we were comfortable around each other. So everything's good.
I'll probably pull Nick in at some point as well, because I haven't had the opportunity to speak to him at all during this tournament. But in the meantime, though, we're going to go on towards map 3, the decider map here for the French side of the qualifier here at the European qualification for the World Championship for Black Ops 2. Bryce, Benson, what's the lowdown on this last game for the French today?
Well, we're going into the capture of the flag. It's been an incredibly emotional ride for these two teams so far. Both clearly really want to win this, both having some scores to settle with their opposite numbers. And we're going to go and capture the flag on slums, and it's anybody's game.
It's literally at this point anybody's game. You can't favour one or the other from our perspective, because we've just seen such a climax of emotion, you know. Both teams having that high and then both teams having the utter low as well. So where their emotions are at right now, anybody's guess. I mean, obviously we've got Millennium just coming off the S&D win. You kind of have to favour them for that, but at the same time it's going to be very, very tough indeed. But the game CTF Slums is going to get underway. Wouldn't surprise me if we saw maybe like the Nordics, a bit of a stopwatch scenario.
Possibly. Like I said, it's all going to come down to this mindset of these two teams here. Both of them incredibly focused and dedicated to winning this now, and they're going to try and either be really aggressive or they're going to both be incredibly passive. I don't think there's going to be any middle game here. They're either going to be pumped up like we just saw once again, or they're both going to default and just put it all on the line and go passive because they don't want to lose.
Yeah, well, we're going to be on board with Millennium first of all, who have actually got a few plays down very soon and very early on into the round, so we may be seeing a very early flagpole. Target shuts down Agony as well. DZT is in a position to pull the flag. Carnage just shut down low, and there is literally no one near the flag. This is a free flagpole for DZT. He's going to have 2 to his left. This is going to get shut down shortly.
Oh no, brilliant play there from DZT. Can he get away from it in time? Oh,
big plays.
Wow.
Big plays from DZT.
Incredible there. The accuracy with that Cat 40 just then.
Wow.
He just tracked him completely across the room, and he's actually put that flag in. DZT, that was just an unbelievable flag run from them. Probably at the moment the best player I've seen all tournament.
The confidence for him to actually allow the player to challenge him, to have that confidence in their own gun skill at this level for what they're playing for in basically the decider of this best of 3. Amazing play and a really well-deserved flag cap. We're staying on board with DZT for now because he's racking up those score streaks. He's got his Hellstorm, has his Lightning Strike very close to his Stealth Chopper. We haven't seen one yet at these finals. Are we going to see it now?
Well, I did say at the beginning we were either going to see a very passive game or a very aggressive game. It looks like Millennium chose aggressive. And that was just such a fast flagpole. They just sort of took control, and they are punishing Supremacy now.
They really are. Supremacy's heads must still be down at this point. They're not playing like how we saw them playing that hardpoint. They came straight out of the blocks in that hardpoint game and absolutely decimated Millenium. But Millenium seems to be maybe letting a bit more of that composure really start to play, and maybe a bit more of that expertise that they have. But let's have a look. DZT still on this left-hand side. You can see he's just desperate to get that stealth chopper. He's probably been called out to play slow now, play for that stealth chopper, because the stealth chopper is going to be a game changer.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's just going to rack up the kills, especially on a map like this where there is not an awful lot of cover. I mean, there is some in the buildings, but not a brilliant amount of cover. And DZT actually hanging back. And there he goes, picking up another kill there for DZT. There is someone around this corner. Is he going to pick him up as well? He did see him.
He saw him. He's going to jump around the corner, but no, shot down by Agony. And he was on a big streak. I think that was 6 or 7 kills he was actually on at that time. Very close to that stealth chopper. But let's not forget, he still actually has that health storm and lightning strike, so it's not the end of the world. The flag has actually been pulled, though. It wouldn't surprise me if straight off spawning actually uses it. No. Carnage on the cleanup crew. Can he do it? No, he can't. The target's going to be somewhere around there. Let's have a look at Broken. I would expect to see a Hellstorm missile coming down on the map. There we go. That's exactly what I thought. It should kill the flag carrier, surely. No, not able to do so.
He got inside.
He managed to dodge and get inside that alcove. Is this going to be 1-1?
What you didn't see when that flagpole, when it just went in, he actually, Carnage was sitting in the corner and he let a player actually go past him before he picked it up. And unfortunately there was 3 around that area, so he couldn't get the flag in turn. But great play from Carnage, patience. If he had maybe a player in support or there'd been one less player, he might have pulled it off. Unfortunately, he didn't, and that gave Millenium the pull.
Well, speaking of Carnage, Carnage has actually pulled the flag as well, and he has the support. Actually, no, they're trying to bait it out, and they've done very well to do that. Agony using that lightning strike, only able to get 1. The flag is still at base, but they need to be very careful, because look at how many of the Supremacy players are going to be all over the Millenium flag. The flag has actually been counted. Is he going to have to challenge? He is going to have to challenge.
The cover.
And if he gets challenged now whilst the MP, he could be in big trouble. But looks,
that flag's going away. That flag is being pulled away.
It looks like he has decided to just run away. And oh no, there's still a Supremacy player on the fountain. Carnage needs help. He needs help now. It looks like Millenium have dedicated themselves to getting the return on the flag and left Carnage all by himself to go clutch for his team. Can he do that? DZT's there in support. This could be 2-1 if they can get the return. Let's have a look at where the flag is. That flag should be returned, surely. It's going to be a 1-on-1 in that mid. Who's going to win that gunfight? It is going to be Millenium. 2-1 to Millenium.
Wow, that come right down to the wire. Neither of these teams giving an inch to their opposite members. And there we go, Millenium 2-1 at the moment. They are putting on a severe show at the moment as Godzik picks up another kill. And it looks like they might keep going.
Yep, this was the map, if you remember. Gotaga went absolutely massive on. He is very close to the enemy flag, actually opting not to pull it. He's on a 5 streak right now, has a Hellstorm, waiting for the spawns. Smart play from him. Takes down lowest strength of the spawn. He's going to see one more. Can he get around the corner in time? Yes, he can. This could be another flag. He has the support of a teammate. Looks like he's just going to try and bait it out. No, he can actually run. This could be another flag.
It could be, however, there's the member that's going to be a counter pull, and he's going to try and pull it away. Could be seeing a stopwatch, but Millenium DZT is actually in the position to stop it. Can he do so? He does.
Can he get the second? That's the question. No, he can't. Has he got that? I'm not entirely sure. Gotaga using that.
No, unfortunately, that flag has been pulled away again. Low and actually taking up and picking it away, but almost a complete clutch there.
Yep, very close. But as you can see, it's 2-1. 15 seconds left. This game is going to definitely end, well, the first side rather, is going to end 2 rounds to 1. And going into the second side, Supremacy now have such a big job to do. Their heads were almost definitely down after their S&D defeat. No, I don't think anyone expected that. Such a big difference, at least. So now they really have to prove themselves as a great team. There you can see Gotaga getting pumped up, but Supremacy also getting pumped up. Both these teams really emotional right now. They know what's on the line, and they are really putting their hearts on the sleeves, like you said earlier on, Bruce.
They really are. I like to. It's coming down to this last half. Millenium, the slight advantage of 1 flag. Anything could happen in the next 5 minutes.
Such a fragile lead. You really can't say that they can come back into this, or Millenium could lose or win it. But
Agony has a sentry gun.
Yep, Agony has that sentry gun. Interesting, he didn't use it last round. He must have got that very close to the end of the round, because I would have thought he would have tried to use that pretty early on, but he's put it down straight away. We'll stay on board with Agony now as he's making his way down this left-hand side of the map. He's going to see Carnage, but Carnage getting the better of him with the MSMC. And, you know, let's switch it up, get on board with Getson.
Interesting thing I've also noticed, Millenium have their own sentry gun, and I think Getson's about to run into it if he takes him down. It is at the back of their flag, so both flags covered by sentry guns.
This could be a little bit more slow-paced than the last round, that's for sure. Interesting to see if anyone's actually going to be running some EMP grenades, shut that thing down very quickly. But Agony's getting dropped, and you are seeing that sort of slow-paced game now, where, like you said, both teams with that sentry gun right at the back of the flags.
Yeah, here they go. Trying to look. I mean, it does look like Millenium are actually playing at a lot more slow pace now. They know they have a great defensive position if they can hold on to this. They don't want to give away a mistake. Is what they're playing for.
Yeah.
They're literally playing to not make mistakes.
It's a risky strategy because when you play not to make mistakes, you're not aggressive, and by doing that, you leave yourself vulnerable. If the opposition can get 2-3 players down, they can potentially get you in a spawn trap, pull that flag, and cap it. And right now, that would be a game changer. 3 minutes 45 still to go of round 2 of 2 Slums CTF. It's 1-1 in this best of 3, and this is to decide which of these 2 French nations is going to have their spot in the Call of Duty Championships in LA. And right now, it's a very, very close game.
Yeah, it does look like Millenium starting to slowly creep up the map. Take that map controls. Agony actually shuts down that little push they just had. But like I said, Millenium, they're not being aggressive anymore. Like I said, they're playing not to make mistakes. They're slowly creeping them up, taking map control. So if they do go down, it's not so much of a problem.
Yep, and unfortunately Supremacy not had that push yet where they could try and get the flag pulled. Obviously that sentry gun right at the back. There's the EMP grenade. Not sure if that actually took that sentry gun down. May have actually just hit a player. It didn't come up on his screen. It may have done. Let's have a quick look at the map. Yep, it did in fact get rid of that sentry gun. So Millenium without that sentry gun's security on the back of their flag.
Yep, they have actually lost it, and we're going to see what they can do here. On board with Getsum. Can he push into blue? It now needs Supremacy. Needs to start making moves and start thinking about getting at least a flag away and taking this to stopwatch.
And you can tell this game has become even more pressure because all the French players that they're being a bit
more brilliant three-piece there from Getsum. Picking up 2 with the cap, and this could be an opportunity. Agony actually pushing the spawn. They don't have support, and it looks like one of the Millenium team have actually pushed right up against it. Now Agony in support. Can they get this away? I just don't know.
No, but Kataga using that lightning strike, that should be a flag return. I'd be very surprised if it wasn't.
There you go, the flag has actually been returned. That was a great play there from Getsum. Unfortunately, his team just weren't in the right place. I'm unsure why Agony pushed right round. He was at police car. If he had held there, he would have definitely deflected that pressure from the spawn.
I agree with you there. I'm not entirely sure what the call was from the team, but
I wonder if he'd just gone too far already and he decided to go the entire way.
Yeah, he just needed to push the entire way. It wasn't worth leaving it, but can Getsum get that kill? He can. He can now pull the flag as well, and he has the whole left-hand side of the map completely free. He needs to make sure that that player in Cemetery doesn't get the better of him, because the player that's just spawned for his team has run the opposite way. He has dropped. That was Carnage going big for Millenium. DZT dropping it on Zula. That's going to find 2. That's going to be another flag return. Supremacy being very aggressive later on in the game, but just not having that final third to try and cap that flag.
They keep leaving one side of the map open, and they just keep getting players run down it and just lock them out, and then the score streak comes in.
Yep.
They're having no luck here at the moment. They've got to try once again.
And they're being completely out-fragged by this Millenium lineup. They're just completely out-slaying them. Flag has actually now been pulled for Millenium. Lowen in a fantastic position, but no! DZT just destroys Lowen from the corner. Let's get on board with Gataga. He's the flag carrier. And that should be the flag.
There is some screaming going on for a very specific reason.
If this flag goes in, this is going to be game, set, and match. Oh my days. Not entirely sure. I think that was Broken, who was in the blue house. Did a fantastic job of covering it. 48 seconds left. 2 flags needed to see this to stopwatch. This is not going to happen. Millenium are going to be going to LA.
It does look like that, and like I said, they have pulled out all of the stops here as we bring up the scoreboard. Just for a quick look at the thing right now. Let's have a little look. There we go. Gotta go. 25 for 15. They know they're going to LA. They are making an incredible amount of noise. And there we go. Millenium DDT, they are celebrating. They already know. 20 seconds left to go. As they scream and celebrate. That is happiness.
Gataga just sat down. He's just like, yeah, okay, I'm going to LA.
I think he's forgot he's going for a play for his YouTube channel.
Oh wow, 29 and 15, fantastic play. He just gets some more kills right at the end. He wants to
He's one off the play bomb, and he has stopped.
He wants to carry on playing. He's there. You go. You can see the emotion now on the Millenium
29
team.
for 15 for Gataga at the end there.
Fantastic performance, and that's exactly why we call him the French Monster. Performance is just like that when it matters most. I mean, it's 1-1. The winner of that game is going to LA, and he's pulled off a 30 bomb in CTF essentially. Fantastic performance from him.
Just ridiculous play, and you can see how happy they actually are to win that in the end.
It's good to see, obviously, both teams there shaking hands after all the emotion and screaming.
All the
both
hugs.
Teams very, very happy for each other. They are good friends in real life. It's important to stress that. But you have to give credit to Millenium. Fantastic performance from them. And they'll be joining all the others in LA.
They most certainly will, and what a match to see that go down.
Well,
just absolutely ridiculous.
we only have 3 more today, actually, to show. We have the Germany game, we have the UK game, and as well as that, we have the rest of Europe game, which I think, because we are ahead of schedule, may actually be put onto the live
still
stream.
ahead?
I think so, yeah. It was supposed to be scheduled for the side stage, but, you know, games are running, everything's running so smoothly, not had any issues as of yet, touch wood. And hopefully we can be able to get that rest of Europe game up next. We'll try and get confirmation for who it is actually next. It's either going to be the Germans or the rest of Europe. And we'll try and get confirmation for that straight away.
Well, it looks like we are continuing on at the moment. We do actually have Germany next in our thing, but so we are just trying to find confirmation whether or not we're going to move ahead the rest of Europe game and see if that's going to be played on the main stage. So we are a little bit ahead, actually. This never happens at LAN.
No, it never. This is surprising. It doesn't feel natural.
Yeah.
I feel like something should go wrong.
We'll give you more games because we're doing well.
Yes. Hey, that's always a good thing. I mean, the games we've seen so far, fantastic. It was a shame we didn't get to see the Benelux
Looks
game.
like Epsilon is sitting down.
Epsilon, well, there's McGee sat down, and for any of you guys that remember, McGee was the certain player that went 53-0 in the European qualifiers, number 5. What a performance that was from him, and if we see anything like that from him again today, we are going to have a fantastic game on our hands. Although, to be fair, the rest of Europe game, a lot of people have said it is guaranteed Epsilon.
I think Gataga tweeting.
He's probably tweeting, I'm very happy I dropped a 30 bomb.
That's a really nice Millennium shirt as well.
It is. It actually is. But I mean, you know, congratulations to Millennium. They're going to be in LA.